Welcome back to Calm, Cool, and Connected. I'm Rachel Ann Dine, licensed professional counselor and host of Calm, Cool, Connected. And today I want to talk a little bit about SAD. And I'm not just referring to the emotion of sadness, but seasonal affective disorder, otherwise known as the winter blues. You may have noticed a bit of a shift in your mood when the seasons change. And if this resonates with you, keep on listening because we're going to go through some of the common symptoms that can arise when the seasons do change. Seasonal affective disorder has varying degrees of severity, just like in depression. And one thing to know about SAD or seasonal affective disorder is that it is a vein of depression. Most commonly, there are a group of symptoms that do present themselves when the onset of SAD pronounces itself. Some of these symptoms do include feeling depressed most of the day, experiencing low energy, low mood, at times feeling hopeless, in having sleep issues, appetite changes, weight gain, tiredness, and in some extreme cases, suicidal ideation. I want to just hone in a little bit on if you yourself or someone who is experiencing suicidal thoughts or the urges to harm themselves. At this point, we know that treatment is necessary, and I would highly recommend taking that individual to the local nearest emergency department. Most emergency departments actually have a behavioral health team on staff to do a mental health assessment and help plug the person, whether it's you or someone that you know, into the appropriate form of treatment. So I do want to bring that up because it can happen. So I mentioned that there are a couple symptoms such as appetite changes, even weight gain, some tiredness, and in some cases, it's normal to experience a little bit of weight gain in terms of the seasonal changes. No matter what holidays you celebrate, typically at the onset of fall, there can be a multitude of different holidays that promote eating some treats, eating some salty foods. So if you experience a little bit of weight gain, it's typically not an issue. What I'm referring to is almost an excessive amount of weight gain. So getting up into the 20 to 50 pounds over a season, that's something to pay attention to. Not only could it be symptomatic of seasonal affective disorder, but it could also indicate thyroid issues or something else going on. So definitely something to keep in mind. Now, in terms of causes, you may be wondering, why would the changes of season cause a decline in mood or an exacerbation of depression? There's a couple different reasons. We've got the very fact that reduced sunlight affects circadian rhythm or your biological clock. We all have a biological clock within us, and that's when it usually tells us what time to wake up, what time to go to sleep. We know that in the cooler and colder months that there can be decreased serotonin because of that lack of sunlight. We're not getting the same levels of vitamin D that we're used to. And seasonal affective disorder also can come from changes in your melatonin levels. Now, I am quite the holistic therapist, so I like to always provide some strategies and education on different holistic ways that you can improve your melatonin levels, just your overall being. And so I wanted to share that there are some foods that you can actually consume. At the end of the day, we are what we put into our bodies. So what we fuel the tank with, which is our bodies, is very important. So some of the foods that aid in the production of melatonin include milk, eggs, fish, and nuts. Even if before you go to bed at night, just drinking a glass of milk, anything that will boost the naturally occurring melatonin that is already within us. Our body produces serotonin, which is our happy chemical. Our body produces melatonin, but our bodies are very sensitive to atmospheric and environmental changes. And so this can definitely cause a disruption in the melatonin and serotonin. Now, if you are interested in the holistic method of healing and working through some of these symptoms of winter blues or SAD, I always like to recommend that you consult first with your primary care physician just to make sure that there would never be any negative interactions. But research has shown time and time again that taking magnesium supplements Or even taking fish oil with EPA has been shown to reduce symptoms of depression. The fish oil has to have that EPA ingredient. That's the secret sauce in aiding in those symptoms of depression. Now, in addition to some of these other strategies already discussed, I want to also provide you with some therapeutic interventions and other forms of modalities that you can implement should you recognize that seasonal affective disorder is presenting itself in your life. So, the first one I'm going to have to recommend, I'm biased being a therapist myself, but absolutely starting individual therapy. One of my favorite resources for finding a therapist near you is to visit www.psychologytoday.com. This is where offers a comprehensive website of all local therapists, the insurances that they accept, biographies. You can get to learn a little bit about them. That's www.psychologytoday.com. And if you want to actually utilize your health insurance benefits for therapy, another great starting off point is to go directly through whatever your health insurance provider benefits are and go directly to their website and type in that you're looking for behavioral health support. And they will show you a list of local therapists who accept your benefits. It takes out the guesswork of doing the Google hunt. But I do want to mention just a quick Google search of therapists near me will also bring up a list of area therapists. The most premier treatment for seasonal affective disorder is also purchasing a light therapy lamp. Now, the light therapy lamp is a special lamp that's designed to mimic natural light. You can find a variety of light therapy lamps on Amazon at all different price points. So it can fit your budget, or you can splurge and get one that's a little bit more expensive. In this day and age, they make them very sleek and small, sometimes 6 by 8 inches. Highly recommended to place it on your desk in the morning while you're checking emails, while you're drinking your coffee for about 10 minutes, and try to get that little boost of energy at that time. Also, make sure to consult if you have a previous history or diagnosis of bipolar disorder, to consult with your psychiatrist or medical doctor just to make sure that it's not going to induce a manic episode, because light therapy has been shown to really boost energy. And so that's something to keep in mind. But it's a great form of treatment. And always know that you can engage in medication treatment for depression. We know that seasonal affective disorder is a form of depression. And so if your symptoms are not getting better, truly an SSRI, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor, or bupropion are great alternative strategies. And I would highly recommend first getting plugged in with your primary care physician to talk about all the different options out there, the ones that are going to fit for you the most. Last but not least, the last thing that you may feel like doing in the cold of winter is to get physical exercise. But we know that exercise helps to relieve symptoms of anxiety and depression. It releases endorphins, those feel good chemicals in our bodies. And it's been shown to really combat symptoms of depression, anxiety, and seasonal affective disorder, or those winter blues. In addition to exercise, meditation and yoga both have healing effects in increasing mindfulness and being able to better help you manage the sadness and the fact that we are just not getting as much light as we are used to in those warmer summer months. So know that seasonal affective disorder may arise, but there are so many different treatment strategies. Find what works for you. One size does not fit all. So, whether it's engaging in yoga and also trying the supplements, or doing heavy physical exercise in conjunction with meditation, your treatment approach will look differently, but know that there is help available through therapy. www.psychologytoday.com continues to be my favorite referral source. I hope that you have enjoyed this information today. Please feel free to share with someone who you feel would benefit. In addition to, if you're listening in on our podcast, rate and review so that more people can find us, and tune in at Calm, Cool, and Connected.